Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Korean lawyer number 3. NewJeans NJZ Name. Is this a case of trademark theft? Korean lawyer explains.
what is your thoughts?
My thoughts. I guess here's how I would say it. If there has ever been a case that NewJeans has used NJZ as an acronym for them, I would say yes. If they have never used an acronym for NewJeans as NJZ before, then I don't want to say it's an infringement because it's just two letters. And even Z, NewJeans is spelled with not with a Z, with a S. So I don't know. I mean, so like for example, if ESPA and same thing happened, could they, if ESPA came up and say ESP, that was their name, drop the A's, the two A's, is that also copyright infringement? Or ASP, like so like just because the same letters are in the word, it's copyrighted? I don't think so. To me, it would have to be more sufficient proof. It's just that's how I see it. I don't know, but let's see what he thinks.
Intro.
What about you? Okay, cause you okay.
We could go ahead.
No, say what you got to say.
I was gonna say, who owns the copyright? Because you can't
Hi, but
infringe. No, but of NGZ. Do they usually when those businesses do have a copyright under their name and their category, they have all the possible like variations of this. So we would have to see what they have the copyright for before it can be declared.
So you're saying they might have copyrighted NewJeans,
Need the variations of
then
it.
NJZ, New Jean without
We
the
don't
S,
know.
jeans, all jeans,
Yeah, and also
jeans
in what
new.
category too as well, because they can also, if they wanted to be new jeans but not in the same category in performing, they can open up a
Yeah.
shop selling merchandise.
Yeah, that's a good point. They might have we might not be aware of, but they
Yeah.
might have copyrighted it before. Yeah, that's a good point.
Hello, everyone. I'm a Korean lawyer, YouTuber, Korea legal titan, who has been covering the case between Hybe and Min Hee-jin in the greatest depth since last year. Many people outside of Korea are also interested in this case, so I recently started producing a series of videos with English and Japanese dubbing. I plan to continue covering this case as a series, and especially whenever important court rulings come out. I will provide in-depth and detailed analysis of their significance and future implications as a legal expert more thoroughly than anyone else. Moreover, in addition to this case, I will be covering other major topics related to the Korean entertainment industry, society, culture, and diplomacy, issues
So
that
what I
foreign
think what
audiences
he
might find
does
interesting.
is that he speaks in his language and then he has like some sort of like AI just do the translation. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I worked for 11 years at Kim & Chang, Korea's largest law firm, before resigning last year to pursue a freer lifestyle. Now, I work as an independent lawyer while also running multiple businesses and producing content as a YouTuber. For reference, Kim & Chang is overwhelmingly the largest law firm in Korea, and it is currently representing Hybe in the legal dispute with Min Hee-jin and NewJeans. However, in order to maintain objectivity and neutrality, I do not discuss this case at all with my former colleagues at Kim & Chang, despite my close personal ties with many of them. In fact, since I first started discussing this case on my channel in April of last year, I have often expressed a relatively favorable stance toward Min Hee-jin and the NewJeans members in my analyses. As a result, I have faced considerable criticism from Korean viewers who support Hybe. Some even accuse me of harboring resentment toward my former employer, Kim & Chang, and intentionally
I
distorting
could see
Hybe's position
that.
with malicious intent. Of course, that is completely untrue. However, around mid-November last year, Min Hee-jin appeared to be taking a legal path that I did not consider valid. Since then, I have shared more critical perspectives on her decisions, viewing them as legally unwise. Furthermore, when the NewJeans members transitioned from being third-party victims in this dispute to direct parties in the conflict by unilaterally declaring contract termination with Ador, I began expressing concern about the legal uncertainties and risks they now face. I also criticized the adults around them for putting them in this difficult position. I explained the
Yeah,
reasons
we've
for
been
the
saying that
Yeah.
too. Like, where's the adults?
Well, they're kind of considered adults too because of their age,
Yeah.
but there's adults who have been adults for a long
Yeah,
time.
you still like
Yeah.
there's adults in your circle, your parents, your aunts, your uncles that you kind of talk to, and they can advise you.
shift in my stance in detail in my February 20th video, which is available with both Japanese and English dubbing. If you haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to check it out before or after watching this video. Moving forward, I will continue analyzing this case as objectively as possible, breaking down the outcomes of key court rulings and explaining their implications in an easy-to-understand manner. Today's video topic: In today's video, I will be discussing the ongoing trademark controversy in Korea regarding NJZ, the new group name that the NewJeans members announced after claiming to have terminated their exclusive contracts with Ador. Several Korean lawyers, including myself, have already shared opinions on this issue in the media. Among them, my analysis has been the most detailed and specific. So I believe this video will provide you with a clear understanding of the situation NewJeans members are facing. In this video, I will also examine past trademark disputes in Korea that may serve as useful references in analyzing this case.
Oh, that's
Toward
really
the end,
cool.
I will share my thoughts on why the NewJeans members chose this name, despite the foreseeable controversy. Please watch until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. Part 1, Basic Background on NewJeans Trademark Rights. Before diving into the main discussion, I want to clarify one important fact. As publicly known, the trademark rights to NewJeans belong to Ador. This can be verified by anyone through the Korean Intellectual Property Office's public patent database. In other words, NewJeans is legally an asset of Ador, even if we assume, as the NewJeans members claim, that the company committed a serious contract breach, and that they rightfully terminated their exclusive contracts without liability for damages. The trademark rights would still remain with Ador. Thus, even if NewJeans members win 100% in their ongoing contract validity lawsuit against Ador, the trademark rights will not automatically transfer to them, nor will they be free to use the name NewJeans. They cannot use that trademark without Ador's permission. For this reason, it is reasonable to say that the NewJeans members effectively gave up on using their original group name. However, contrary to expectations that they would...
I wasn't 100% sure about that. I didn't know that, you know, even if the contract was determined invalid, legally invalid by... So basically, yeah, if the court ruled in NewJeans' favor, I didn't know that they couldn't use the name. That's a good point he's making.
Choose a completely different name to avoid legal risks. They instead announced NJZ, a name that to any observer appears to be an abbreviation derived from NewJeans. This has now become a key legal issue. As I will explain in today's video, if NJZ is found to be confusingly similar to NewJeans in the eyes of consumers K-pop fans, this could lead to allegations of trademark infringement or violations of Korea's Unfair Competition Prevention Act. These violations could carry serious legal consequences. In Korea, both trademark infringement and unfair competition violations fall under mandatory legal regulations, meaning they can result in criminal penalties.
Wow. Criminal penalties. I guess here in the States too, copyright infringement can be criminal.
I don't know.
Oh,
I guess.
No, it can be criminal. I remember because like it depends on the severity. Like, you know,
like when you download something.
Yeah, if you download something,
it's punishable by law. You can serve.
Yeah. Like no, like
time.
if you download something for personal use, you're probably gonna get the fine. But if you share it to others, like for example, remember back in the day, like in your LimeWire days, my torrent days, when the movie comes out, somebody goes to the movie theater, films it on their camera, and uploads it. That person that did the filming, they might serve prison time for that.
Did you know? When I worked at the movie theaters, they say if you see anyone do that, you have to tell the security guard, and if they catch them, you get a $500 bonus.
Nice. So did you get rich?
No,
What, did
we
you
never
die trying?
find. And we try. You go in to see who's like, but you know they're quite clever. You know, they sit in the back, so you have to go all the way back, and you know they already put it down.
NewJeans members' use of NJZ is deemed illegal. They could face not only civil lawsuits for contract violations, but also potential accusations of intentional unlawful conduct, leading to moral and legal repercussions. Part 2, the core of trademark infringement.
I mean, if it is deemed that is copyright infringement, pretty sure it was intentional, though. I think that's it. Obviously is intentional because it's awfully similar. Yeah, it's not by accident, you know.
What's interesting is that if a consumer can confuse NJZ for NewJeans,
and I think that's
like
a valid argument.
Yeah,
it's obviously similar.
Consumer confusion. Like in most countries, the key factor in determining trademark infringement under Korean law is whether consumers are likely to be confused by the similarity of two trademarks.
NJZ right now, their whole look is completely different.
The look, yeah, but the name is...
No, but like it's
NJZ,
but we're giving something different. So it's not the same. It's not the same NewJeans that you were getting before.
On the day NJZ was announced, a Korean sports news outlet published an article citing another lawyer's opinion that NewJeans and NJZ are not directly similar in appearance or pronunciation, but could still be considered similar if general consumers intuitively recognize that NJZ is derived from NewJeans. The next day, I provided a much more detailed legal analysis on my channel, and my comments were later reported by another news outlet. This analysis was even featured in a Japanese news article on Yahoo Japan. What do you think? At first glance, NewJeans and NJZ may not appear visually or phonetically identical. If, for instance, a completely unrelated idol group in Europe or South America had debuted with the name NJZ 2 years ago, it would be unreasonable to assume that this abbreviation necessarily refers to NewJeans. However, the situation changes when considering the specific context of this case.
Welcome to the 100-degree
He's
split
right.
test. Which one of these two
It
antiperspirants
does
can
matter.
stand up to the heat? That's it.
Part 3, NewJeans and NJZ are different in appearance and pronunciation. There's no issue? Now let's analyze whether the NJZ case is legally problematic. This case does not involve an idol group from a distant country using NJZ independently. Rather, it concerns the 5 individuals who previously promoted under the name NewJeans, forming a new group while adopting a name that clearly appears to be an abbreviation of their
You know
former
what
group
this
name.
reminds me of? Like for BTS, they weren't always called by BTS.
Mm-hmm.
They had a full name, and then they shortened it, and they kind of went along with the abbreviated version as opposed to going with the long version of it.
Yeah, I think in Korea they are still referred to by the long version, but for internationals it's the BTS. It's just easier, you know, for us than to say the whole name. I think that's one of the reasons why they not I don't want to say one of the reasons, but that definitely helped them become as mainstream as they are, as if they were to use the full name.
In other words, this situation requires us to assess not just surface level similarities, but the broader likelihood of consumer confusion, especially considering that the group members remain the same and their fan base is largely unchanged. In my view, NJZ was intentionally chosen as an abbreviation representing NewJeans, making it highly likely that K-pop fans would associate it with the original group. To
Yeah.
illustrate this point, imagine that BTS was actively promoting, and suddenly, a new group emerged under the name BTS. Because BTS is widely recognized as an abbreviation for Bangtan Sonyeondan, the Korean name for BTS, such a move would undoubtedly create confusion. Of course, BTS is a unique case, because its English abbreviation is more widely recognized than its Korean name. However, it's important to note that NewJeans is often referred to by its abbreviations such as NJ or NJS, especially in online discussions among fans. Moreover, Ador had already registered NWJNS as a trademark, demonstrating that it anticipated and protected abbreviated versions of the group's name. Given this, the argument that NJZ is completely unrelated to NewJeans becomes difficult to sustain. Many K-pop fans already use NJ to refer to NewJeans, as evident from comments under my English-dubbed videos. If NJZ is perceived as a variation of an existing abbreviation for NewJeans, then its use carries a clear
So the comments of his videos is basically making a case for Ador.
risk of trademark infringement. To reiterate, the core issue here is whether consumers, especially K-pop fans, would associate NJZ with NewJeans. If so, then this case meets the criteria for potential trademark infringement.
I mean, what he's saying, I agree with, and it makes sense, you know, common sense wise. I'm just not sure if, you know, which way the courts would swing, because that's not a given, you know. In courts, you still have to convince them.
Part 4, NJZ is different from NJS, so there's no legal violation. Some supporters of NewJeans argue that NJZ and NJS are different, so there should be no issue. However, even if only one letter is different, if the new name still creates an impression that it is linked to the original trademark, it can still constitute infringement. A past Korean legal case involving trademarks in the golf industry illustrates this point. In a dispute between golf ball brands Volvic and Callaway, Volvic sued Callaway, claiming that Callaway's Magna infringed on Volvic's Magma trademark, although the fourth letters, N versus M, were different and the meanings of the words varied. The Korean patent court ruled that the two names were visually similar, phonetically alike, and likely to cause consumer confusion. This case demonstrates that even minor
Okay, so we have a precedent. So yeah, NewJeans is fucked.
differences in spelling do not necessarily prevent a finding of trademark infringement. If consumers perceive the two marks as similar,
That's a pretty clear cut precedent. I think all the attorney just at this point has to just show the precedent. I don't know, like very similar case too. One letter difference. So
similarly, NJZ may not be identical to NJS, but if it is recognized as a derivative abbreviation of NewJeans, it can still be considered a violation of trademark law. Part 5, the intent behind NJZ and legal implications. Summarizing the key points so far. If NJZ is recognized as an abbreviation for NewJeans in the minds of the public, then the risk of trademark infringement is high. A crucial factor in this case is the NewJeans members' own actions. After declaring their contract termination with Ador, they created a new social media account under the name Jeans for Free, intentionally replacing the S in jeans with Z. This signaled to the public that they intended to retain their identity as NewJeans. Furthermore, shortly
Ooh. So they dig the hole deeper for themselves by
That's
creating
sad.
that username. Ooh.
after announcing NJZ as their new group name, Hani stated in an interview with CNN that they chose the name after careful consideration to preserve the essence of the original name. This statement
Oh,
directly suggests that
gosh.
the name
They're done. NewJeans is done. It's a wrap.
Preserve the essence.
NJZ was not randomly chosen, but was deliberately meant to continue the identity of NewJeans. In a future legal
You see,
dispute,
this is like when you get too cocky and you
Yeah.
start spilling your own tea.
Yeah, this is exactly when you get too cocky.
such admissions could be used against them, strengthening Ador's claim that NJZ constitutes trademark infringement. Part 6.
They basically admitted to it, that their intent was to infringe the copyright. Like, I mean, not in such verbatim, but like the stuff they said. implies that basically.
potential criminal and civil liabilities.
They should have
Unfair
just came up with a new name.
Yeah, honestly, even jeans for free. Like just use that name, JFF, JZFF. I think that would be less likely because you kind of drop the whole new part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe even drop the whole jeans thing.
For free.
Just yeah, for free.
Okay.
FF. I don't know, man.
Competition risks. If NJZ is deemed to infringe upon the NewJeans trademark, this could lead to serious legal
Especially knowing there's fucking criminal punishment for this. And you know, depending how petty Banksy Hugh, if he's real petty, he might go after them criminally.
legal consequences. Under Korean trademark law, trademark infringement can be punished by up to 7 years of imprisonment or a fine of up to 100 million KRW, $75,000 USD. Additionally, a revised trademark law set to take effect in July introduces punitive damages, allowing courts to award damages up to 5 times the actual harm caused by trademark infringement. Thus, if this issue escalates legally, the NewJeans members and their new agency, if they sign with one, could face significant financial liability and even potential criminal charges. While jail time for trademark infringement is rare in practice, if the members continue to promote under NJZ and Adore takes legal action, there is a strong likelihood that Adore will pursue both criminal complaints and civil lawsuits for damages.
Oof.
Even if
Oof, oof,
NJZ
oof,
is
oof.
not found to violate trademark law, it could still be considered a violation of Korea's Unfair Competition Prevention Act. This law prohibits the use of similar names or symbols that could mislead consumers, and its scope is generally broader than trademark law. Under this law, individuals or entities found guilty can face up to 3 years of imprisonment or a fine of up to 30 million KRW, $20,500
When you see
USD.
million KRW and then you see what it is in USD, you're like, oh,
Yeah, when you see the USD values, it's like whatever, they'll
oh,
pay
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But the criminal part of it is, and it's really up to Hybe/Ador. I think their idea will be if the members come back, they will not pursue criminal charges. But if the members don't want to come back, I think they'll go for the criminal charges.
Part 7.
Doesn't mean the girls would get convicted for it. If I was the girls, I would spin it on Min Hee-jin, put her in prison.
Definitely.
Why did NewJeans choose NJZ despite legal risks? In my personal opinion, the decision to use NJZ suggests that the NewJeans members and their legal team expect to lose the exclusive contract termination lawsuit against Ador. Why? First, choosing a name that clearly risks trademark infringement makes little sense if they were confident of a complete legal victory. If they were certain they would win in court, they could have waited until the final ruling and then negotiated for the use of the NewJeans trademark afterward. Second, the decision to use NJZ suggests that they are unwilling to completely abandon their previous brand identity, possibly due to concerns about starting from scratch. Third, they may already anticipate losing the lawsuit and having to pay significant damages for breaching their contract. If they expect to pay a large financial penalty regardless, they might see the additional risk of a trademark dispute as less significant in the grand scheme of things. Part
Okay.
8.
He has valid points.
You're like, it can't get any more
Yeah,
worse.
except the prison part. But if
Mhm.
he did say it's rarely not that rarely enforced, it's rarely pursued. So you know, it depends how petty Hybe is, I guess. And I guess if I was Hybe, I would not go after the girls. I would go after Min Hee-jin because she kind of started this whole bullshit.
And
So
also, what does it look like to the public when you try to put these girls?
yeah,
to
it's just
jail?
bad. It's just bad.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, bad perception to put like 20-year-olds in jail for, you know. So I would. The only thing is, I think Min Hee-jin is smart. I think she's nowhere, like in terms of legal paperwork. I think her name is nowhere. So I think they couldn't pursue her for that.
Final conclusion. To summarize today's discussion, 1. The NewJeans trademark belongs to Adore and the members have no legal claim to it. 2. The use of NJZ is likely to create consumer confusion, increasing the risk of trademark infringement and unfair competition law violations. 3. The decision to use NJZ suggests that the members and their legal team may already anticipate losing the lawsuit over their exclusive contracts. 4. The upcoming injunction hearing regarding advertising restrictions could also be affected by these trademark issues. I will cover that topic in my next video. In today's video, we explored the legal...
All right. Yeah, this was a good video.
I guess that breaks the rumor that he's trying to go against his previous company.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he supports NewJeans.
Yeah.
I think he sees that what
very
NewJeans
fair.
has done is not exactly legal.
Can I see the comment?
He's trying to stay unbiased because he
Yeah.
does kind of provide like his opinion. Like he doesn't like say, "Oh, this is what's gonna happen" for a fact. he just kind of tries to present the facts, so I appreciate that. But let's see the comments. I'm compiling your content, introducing that to Korean audience through separate videos. I'll gain some influence in Korean society regarding this issue, and your opinions can help shape legitimate public discourse. Interesting. Okay. Looking forward to NJZ getting a reality check.
Wow, it seems like a lot of people are like wanting to have justice, but not really in support of the NewJeans girls.
Well, because anybody with any common sense sees that what they did is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they really felt that they were being bullied, they should have, not leave the company, but just like sue for harassment or whatever. But just terminate the contract unilaterally, you can't do that.
Wow. Whew, guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. If you could like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.